This is the Charles Cook Podcast, where lovers of liberty and individual rights in Tennessee go to get information, focusing on state and local issues from Bristol to Memphis, discussing the important issues with facts, truths, and opinions based on constitutional principles. Remember, we stimulate, but never indoctrinate your mind. Welcome to the Charles Cook Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Back for another podcast. I think I've got some, hopefully some good information for you today on how to figure things out on the county level, the local level for your county commission. So I had a conversation with someone last week, and they said something to me to the effect, I wish I knew how to find more out about my county, as far as county commission, who I should vote for. And this person was in another county than where I live. And so I got to thinking about how I could explain this to people. So you got to understand, your county commission works just like the state government and the federal government, just not on the on that larger scale. So, your county mayor is basically like your state governor or the president, and your county commission is your legislative body, and folks on that legislative body, there's people who have more power, and they have that power for a reason. Most people don't know that they have that power, and they don't understand, if they do know that they have the power, that they're a chair of a committee or something. That's just like, at the state level, being chair of the Ways and Means Committee or the Finance Committee or something at the state level or at the federal level. Same thing on the county level. So I want to show you how you can go find this stuff out. So I'm going to bring this up here. This is the Hamlin County web page. So if I scroll down, if you go to your county web page for your county and look at it, you should be able to find county commission information. And if you click on it, let's see if that popped up here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing that one and come back and share this other screen here and show you. Okay, it's going to see here where it says committee memberships. So let's click on that, and this is going to pull up your county commission chairs. There we go. Let's make sure that this is showing. Nope. Going to have to stop sharing that and share the other screen. There we go. So let's show this one, and let's make sure. All right. So I want to show you the county commission committee chairs. So you can look at this at your county commission committee chairman and vice chairmen, and you see who has the, I would say, these are the people who toe the line and do what the county commission chair and the mayor wants. They basically other than the county commission chairman. These folks run it, and they make sure everything gets done that the mayor or the county commission chair wants done. So if you look at this, you see Thomas Doty. He is the Buildings and Grounds Chair Committee, the Calendar and Rules Committee Chair. Let's see, on across, if you look here, I think he has maybe 2 chairmanships or 3, and then you look Rodney Long, he's the chair of the Finance Committee. You look, he's the chair of the Audit Committee. He's the chair of the Budget Committee. So he's got 3 chairmanships. And then when you look at Doty, he has 2 or 3 chairs. He's vice chair of 3 different committees. You look on down, you find Tim Horner. He's the bulk waste chairperson. He's the Justice Center chairperson, and so on. Okay. Then he has some vice chairs and stuff. I think he's got 1 vice chair. Then you got Mike Richardson and Stan Harville. I think he's got 1 committee chair and 4 vice chair on committees. Kyle Walker is chairman of 2 committees. Reed, Ahern, and Carden. Well, Reed's got 1 chair. He's saw it here a while ago. The real estate committee. So he's the chair of the real estate committee. And then you got Ahern, the vice chair of the education committee, and Carden is the vice chair of the building and grounds committee. So you got 14 people on this county commission, and 9 of them have chair or vice chair positions. And some of them are multiple. Okay. So this right here tells you, out of 14 people, you look at the multiple chair people and then the vice chair, that tells you your establishment people, or as some people have come to call them, the swamp people. So if you want to call them the Hamilton County establishment or the Hamilton County swamp, this is where you go to find them, and it works in your county too. If you want to go look at Jefferson County, Granger County, Sumner County, whatever, this is where you go, and you start looking at all these chairs, committee chair positions, and who's holding multiples, and and the vice chairs, and you can start adding it up, because there's 5 people on this county commission of 14. That's not a chair or a vice chair. What does that tell you? Well, that tells you that they are pretty much sort of the ones who may not always go with the flow. So they're not rewarded with those chairpersons or vice chairpersons seats. Those positions go to the ones that are loyal to the cause, to what needs to be done. So when I share this information, and like I said, you can go to your county commission webpage and go to pull it up, and then go to the county commission committee tab and click on it, and you can see and look at that. You can get a good idea just by looking at the multiple chairmanships and vice chairmanships, that who are your power players in your local county government. It's going to be your mayor. It's going to be the chairman of the commission or the chairperson of the commission, and those committee chairs are the ones that are running the business in your county. So if you don't like the way the business is going in your county, then those are the ones that you need to target during the election to try to do something with them in the election to get them beat. Bottom line, that's the way it is. I don't care if they go to church with you, they play golf with you, or you know them from school, or you work with them, or whatever. This is the name of the game. If they're in those positions, they're there for a reason. So how can I show this? Well, I've got another thing that I want to bring up here, and it's it was a vote on raising taxes here in Hamlin County. And this was actually shared online the other day. And a friend of mine that I work with seen it, and he took a screenshot of it and sent it to me. A good friend of mine. So, when we look at this here, we see that this was a resolution 2510, a motion by Stan Harville, seconded by Tim Horner. All right, remember, vice chairmans, to approve resolution 2510 to levy a rate in excess of a certified tax rate of Hamlin County. Stan Harville to amend the motion with a 25-cent rate, seconded by Tim Horner. Okay, as I said, chairpersons, vice chairs, with the rate being $1.31 for inside rate and $1.47 outside rate. So that's inside for the people of Morristown, and outside the city of Morristown, it would be $1.47, based on $100 assessed value. So, in this meeting, Debbie Ahern was absent. Kyle Walker was absent. So, this is the recorded vote. Joe Huntsman, yes. Thomas Doty, yes. Wayne Neesmith, no. Mike Reed, yes. Mike Richardson, yes. Rodney Long, yes. Jamie Carden, yes. And I'll talk a little bit about that here in just a minute. Stan Harville, who made the motion, yes. Peggy Howell, no. Bobby Hahn, yes. Chairman of the commission, Bobby Hahn. Tim Horner, yes. Edna Green, no. Edna Green says down here at the bottom, Edna Green made a motion to table this for 30 days till we get the rest of the figures to have all the information. No second motion was made. It failed. Thomas Doty made a motion that we split 25 cent. That would increase by 12.5 cent per year, and then reassess before we come back for the following year. And he made the motion, and it failed for a lack of a second on the motion. Edna Green made the motion to amend for 30 days, and it failed again. So here we go. So Thomas Doty made the motion to make it 12.5 cent per year, and come back and look at it the following year to see if we need the other 12.5. But it failed. So he really wasn't that bad. Really didn't have that much of an issue with it. I would say he's playing politics with it, because for the 25 cent rate increase, he voted yes on it. So it's right there to be seen. This is the recorded vote. It passed. Now, let's look at Jamie Carden. This vote took place in June. Jamie Carden took a commission seat in May when another person resigned. He was appointed to this seat in May, and then in June he votes to raise property tax 25 cent by 25 cent. So in a month's time, he's already on there voting to raise property taxes. Okay, so let's look at this. As I was talking about the chairmanship and the vice chairmans and stuff. So, you know, you got Joe Huntsman. He's not a chairperson, but he voted yes. Thomas Doty, chairperson, vice chair. Wayne Neesmith, is he a chairperson? No. Mike Reed, he is a chairperson. Mike Richardson, he's a chairperson. Kyle Walker was absent. Debbie Ahern was absent. Rodney Long, yes, chairperson. Jamie Carden, vice chair. Stan Harville, chairperson, vice chair. Peggy Howell, no chairmanship. She voted no. Bobby Hahn, chairman of the commission. Tim Horner, chairperson, vice chair. Edna Green, a no vote. No vice chair, no chair of any committee. So you can see right here what I'm telling you is they put these people in the position and they use those positions to get the votes that they need. Okay? It's a power deal. All right? So now I'm going to quit sharing that. Come back here. And now I have a video that I want to play you from the previous Hamilton County Commission committee meeting this month. And I'm not going to sit here and accuse the county mayor, Chris Cutshaw, of doing anything wrong. I'm not saying he intentionally done anything or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. So don't get that from this. But what I do want to show you is how people put in these roles of chairmen and vice chairmen will fight to protect those people who help put them in those positions. You protect your own. And remember, these people on the county commission are there to represent their district and to make sure the people of their district are represented and that they're taking care and doing the business for the people in their district and to take care of them. So with that being said, there was an issue. The county mayor was, about 2 years ago, was appointed to the county. He was the previous chairman of the commission, and the mayor resigned. So that put him as the county mayor, and he's doing the mayor's job now. And he did something with contracts that apparently he shouldn't have done. He really didn't have the power to do it. And, so it caused a little bit of conflict. And now Thomas Doty is trying to cover for him and make a good faith resolution to say that the mayor didn't do anything wrong. So I'm going to play you part of the video, and I want you to see it yourself so you can judge. And then we'll talk about it a little bit more. But these county commissioners are not there to take up for the mayor. They're there to serve you and represent you, not represent the mayor. Okay, so get this.
We'll move to 5C, contract review process and discussion. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, this was brought to our attention requested to put on our calendar. Therefore, we've got it here for discussion. There is no particular verbiage. It's an open floor to see where and what this body would like to do with contracts. So the floor is open. Commissioner Doty and I have talked several times about an idea And I think he'd be well for him to start.
If I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Thank you. Over the past many years, I've been involved around the commission since the late 90s. That has been the county mayor's prerogative as that. I always felt, and I'm sure our county mayor now felt, that there was supporting verbiage of this because it's been done and done and done and done and done. I know even during the past 7 years, I've heard it a couple of times, and as a kudos to her, Miss Noe calls us out when we do overstep or do things wrong, and I'm sure, you know, this is part of this time. And we all know what we do when we assume, but I assumed that if there was something wrong, then she would have brought it out prior. And like I said, I appreciate her doing it when she does.
I got to stop it right there. That is incorrect. Miss Noe does not work for the county commission. She is a citizen who keeps an eye out on the county commission. She attends these meetings. She speaks at many of the meetings. And I will just tell you, the commission members absolutely, I will just use the strongest words of saying most of them despise her. Okay. So I just want to point that out. This is not true right here.
I do not believe that our county mayor acted maliciously or acted any way other than best faith. He thought that he was doing what was in the purview of the job. And I would like to see this body tonight, one way or the other, extend a vote of good faith towards him that he did not knowingly or maliciously overstep his bounds on this. Furthermore, we need to have a way, especially now with the ever-changing markets, the ups and downs with pricing, that we can act without waiting 2 months for it to come and go before this commission so it can be voted on, because we can lose a lot of money during that time frame. I don't know exactly the verbiage to phrase it as to what I feel that we need, but our county mayor, we need to have trust in him that he can do certain things. I know I've heard it said that this was a unspoken or an unwritten, basically, like a better way, gratitude given to the county mayor, a privilege that he had, that he could do these things. And, you know, again, I don't think our county mayor acted in any way to deceive us. You know, if you look back, he's not had the privilege of having the long drawn-out training that they give every 4 years when they elect new county mayors, because they've not had that since he's been in. So I would like tonight to see us, first off, extend a vote of good faith towards him that he did not act in any way trying to diffuse or to old-fashioned way, that he didn't try to dupe us or the citizens of Hamilton County. And I would like to make a motion that we first do that so that we can clear the air on it. And I make that motion.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Huntsman. Any other discussion?
Okay, so I'm not going to play the rest of it. So what's the point? What's the point? So the mayor as Commissioner Doty's trying to say there, he made a mistake that he didn't know about. He didn't have the training about. But he just previously spoke about maybe an unwritten rule that previous mayors had done the same thing, that they were approving contracts, and it was just an unwritten rule that they were doing it. So then he comes back and tries to cover for Mayor Cutshaw that he hadn't had the training that new mayors get every 4 years when they're elected. Well, apparently it doesn't matter because you'd been letting former county mayors do it before this commission. That's what was just said right there. So it has nothing to do with the training. Now, one of the problems that we have in our counties and our state and the federal government is we're putting too much power in the executive branch. Congress has lost its power over the years because they are letting presidents obtain more power that was never given to the executive branch in the Constitution. They're just willing to give up that power and let the president make the decision. And if the president makes the wrong decision, then they blame the president. They don't want to take and do their job and keep the power in the power of the legislative branch where it's supposed to be. Same thing at the state level. Excuse me. State legislatures are letting governors have more power to do things, like during the COVID shutdowns and everything, stepping in, shutting down churches, saying that restaurants could only seat so much capacity. People had to get COVID vaccines and all this and that stuff. Letting the governors do these things or spend money that they didn't have the power to spend, even down to the local level, where now you have a county commissioner on video wanting to first, knowing that it had been shown that the county mayor, not saying he did anything intentionally, but the problem was he broke a rule that they contacted CTAS and asked them, and they said, no, this stuff should come before the county commission for a vote. And he stepped outside of his authority that he should have and did it. It could have been perfectly innocent, lack of knowledge. I get it. But it was shown that he did it. And you don't need to be giving up that authority and, giving a vote of confidence, even though he did something wrong. You're not there to support the mayor. You are there to stand up for your voters in your district, the people who put you in that seat by electing you, sent you there to keep an eye on the government operations. And if things are being done by not following the procedures, then you should hold those people accountable, not try to make excuses for them. This is what happens at local governments that people do not have a clue about. If they don't go to the county commissions meetings or they don't watch them on video, if they're recorded, they don't know. And then they go out and vote for these people again during the election, don't realize what they're doing. And they don't know where to go to find the information to see who are the people that are actually running the county. They think the mayor does everything. No, the mayor gets his power from these establishment swampy people on the county commission committee chairs that allow him to do that. And if you go to a county commission meeting or a county commission committee meeting, you'll hear the chair people and the vice chairs making motions and seconds. They're the ones that does it. And then everybody else gets to vote. And the same 8 or 9 will pretty much vote the same. And anywhere from 3 to 5, depending on the issues, will vote opposite of them. This is where you got to do your homework and learn to understand and how to look at this stuff. That's why I'm doing this video, to help you get a better grasp of how this stuff works at your local level. It works the same way at the state level and the federal level. If you know somebody's a chairperson of a committee at the local level, state level, federal level, you better start watching them. You better start questioning them, because when they're put in that chair or that vice chair, that comes with expectations and a cost. And most people don't understand this. It's called the real nature of politics. And until you understand the real nature of politics, you will not understand politics. Politics works the way they're supposed to work. You just got to understand how it's supposed to work. So I made this video to help you get a better grasp of that. Hopefully you can go look at these in your county and see. If you live in Hamlet County, pull it up, see it for yourself. If you live in Granger County, Jefferson County, Sumner County, Davidson County, whatever, pull it up. Look at it. Print it off. Start watching these commission meetings and committee meetings and see how these committee chairs and stuff operate in these meetings. And you'll see what I'm telling you is true. All right. With that, God bless you. Have a great week, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Bye-bye.